All right!
Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Ooh,
with Crystal Durant.
Hello.
With Tommy Ronboy.
Hello.
And it's the end of the world.
Oh, it must be 2020.
As we know
Yeah.
it,
Oh.
and
Yeah, it's the end of the world.
2020.
It's all
fine.
And it's not fine.
But
I really
as it
hate
should be, though,
It
we're
sucks.
kind of like roaches. Even though it's the end of the world, you can't kill us because we're still going to continue with this even after this year.
That's
you know?
right, yeah.
Yeah, you can't kill the albums of the year, even though some of you may want to.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But some people are really into it.
Some people are into it. Some people
a lot
are
of
not
people
so
are really
into
into it, though. 'Cause the
The
crazy
music
long
of
lists.
2020?
No, well, I mean, in
Let me
general.
see.
Well, we'll find out. Actually, we're going
I
to
am
find
not
out
one of
during
those people.
2020.
The fact that we...
All you people who are going to come into the comments who are really into 2020, we can't relate to
We
you at all.
can't
Just
relate.
get off our lawns.
Yeah,
You know.
please.
How'd you even get on our lawn in the first place?
Yeah, get on the lawn first, and then we'll kick you off.
Did you Google Map us?
We had a fence. Didn't we have a fence? I thought I had a
He did a
fence.
little white
Electrified
picket one.
fence.
Yeah, a little white picket fence.
Zzz.
Yeah.
How'd you get that?
Well, anyway, maybe we should get started.
All right.
But how about you want to start, Crystal?
Yeah. Okay.
So enthusiastic.
All right, 2020.
Boo.
Boo.
Sorry, it's instinct.
Just knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Okay, so it's 2020, and I'm going to start off with questions. Stabbing westward? King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard again? Lizard Wizard?
Wizard, gizzards.
Okay, so
Shizzard.
in this year they put out 3 live albums this year in 2020. 3 live albums. Has anybody listened to them
Well,
yet? besides
whatever,
me?
man.
Terrible.
Grateful Dead. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. New Riders of the Purple Sage, The Pet Shop Boys, Wire, Grateful Dead, Sepultura.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Grateful
Dead
Dead?
put out a record
Grateful
in
Dead
2020.
put out a record in 2020.
Well, it was probably clearly it was an archival release.
Yeah, they still put out a
Or
record.
maybe it was a Dead and Co.
Yeah,
thing.
Dead and
no,
Co
it's
thing, or maybe it was
whatever.
Dick's Picks.
The specter of Jerry Garcia was out there. Sepultura, Richard Marx, Stone Temple Pilots, Anvil, Huey Lewis and the News, Ozzy Osbourne, the Boomtown Rats, Tower of Power, the Cowboy Junkies, the Strokes, Danzig, Psychedelic Furs, Deep Purple, Erasure, the Waterboys, Billy Ocean,
Billy
Napalm
Ocean.
Death,
No, don't come for Billy Ocean.
Semisonic, and the Deftones. They all put out records in 2020.
Yeah.
Which
Again, I feel the need to explain to people who don't get it.
Oh, yeah.
We're just saying, holy shit, these people actually released albums this year.
This year, that's kind of weird.
Right. So
All
this
right.
isn't necessarily,
Yeah,
you're not necessarily coming for them.
right.
Yeah.
I have 2 runners-up. Look at this. I got runners-up.
Why?
Wow.
Why though?
I don't know.
You would.
Yeah.
What, did Sloan come out with an album this year?
Fucking whatever.
Whoa.
You and your damn crystal core.
Wow. Wow, okay.
You finally did that collab album with Red Cross.
Yeah.
That you were talking about all these times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so my first runner-up, the album is called Barbara, and it's by Trixie Mattel.
Wow, I've never heard of this.
Of course not, because you don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
I don't.
So Trixie Mattel is a world-famous, internationally known drag queen who was on RuPaul's Drag Race. And she, he, they, when he's out of drag, it's a he. When he's in drag, it's a she. So Trixie is a singer and does really, really good, like, country and western leaning stuff. And so it's the categories it's under are electro, folk, power pop, and surf rock. So this is a mixture of a bunch of different things, but she's got a really great voice and has done collaborations with Orville Peck. Like, they actually toured together and everything. So it's good. It's pretty decent. Yeah. And when she was on Drag Race the first time, like, played the auto harp and sang a song about it. It was good. She's good.
Oh, auto harp.
Yeah.
That's an instrument you don't see people playing every day.
I know. And he looks like a regular white guy, but he's actually Native American. Like, you look at him like he's just a shaved-headed white dude, but he's actually Native American.
Actually, the minute you said auto harp, I figured the person was white.
Yeah, like, who plays that? Especially, you gotta be a folksy person. And my second runner-up is called American Standard by James Taylor. Now, James Taylor is old, right? So he hasn't really written any good stuff for a very long time. So I'm a complete sucker for these old people doing American standard tunes and show tunes and whatever. So he does, My Blue Heaven, Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat, Pennies from Heaven. He does Old Man River, which I'm not really happy about. And It's Only a Paper Moon. So I like that stuff. I've talked about Rod Stewart doing the American Songbook, and I'm a sucker for that. I admit it. I like it. All right, so my list is 7. I got 7.
Okay.
Okay,
That's very respectable.
the idea behind the honorable mentions that would have made it a 10 is because they're not good enough really.
They're not good enough to go on a 10
but
list.
You want to mention them.
But I wanted to mention them, yes. So coming in at number 7, he's back, Seth MacFarlane.
He's back, the man behind the mask.
That's right, with great songs from stage and screen, which is exactly what it is. Great songs from Broadway shows and movies. And like I told you before, he has a really good voice, and I like it. Coming in at number 6, I have The Slow Rush by Tame Impala. Ow! Yeah, that's a band that Paul turned me on to.
That's a band that Tommy turned me on to.
No, I did not.
No, he did? Oh, it wasn't you? Oh, okay.
No. Tame Impala, psychedelic prog, disco, electronic, soft rock.
Throw a little polka in there, and some salsa, and you got the mix.
You got it all. They're good. The songs I like are Posthumous Forgiveness and Is It True?
Yeah, which is the name of the album again?
It is The Slow Rush.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I ever went that deep in. I haven't really listened to that album.
Oh, it's good. I like them. Coming in at number 4, You're a Winner, Baby by RuPaul. Yeah! More drag queens.
Is ruling these days for you.
Well, it's fun, pop, dancey, disco-y, goofy music. It's fun dance music. It's great to listen to while you're cleaning. It helps you get stuff done faster. It's better than cocaine. All right, coming in at number 3, I have Bridges, which is technically an EP by Mickey Guyton. So Mickey Guyton is a black woman who is a country and western star. And she had a previous album that I think I talked about before and took a lot of time off because when she first came out in this arena, the racism was just top notch. She put up with a lot of horseshit. And it really fucked with her and gave her a drinking problem, which is like, that's what country and western people do. They drink a lot and write songs, right? But she took time off, went to a therapist, stopped drinking, got her shit together, put out this next record. I forget how many years it is between, but she was born the year I graduated high school. She was born in 1983, so she's 40 years old. And there's one song off of this album. It's called Black Like Me, which is basically a song about her struggles in the industry. Because when she first was approached by Nashville people, they're like, well, like they do to everybody who's new in country, you better do traditional shit because, nobody's going to like you. You can't do that newfangled stuff, no glitter, no sequins. Only Dolly Parton can get away with doing something new. You have to do traditional stuff. And they quadrupled down on her because she was black, knowing that was not where she was coming from, which was fucked up. So, Black Like Me, what are you going to tell her? And she was the first black woman to win major country awards by CMA and the Grammys. And she's fucking great. If you like country music, modern country music, if you will, listen to Mickey Guyton. She's really, really good. Really good. And she did the Star Spangled Banner at some football game or something a couple of years ago. She's beautiful. She's fantastic. Coming in at number 2, I have Spell My Name by Toni Braxton. Now,
Toni Braxton?
Yeah, Toni Braxton. If this record wasn't good, I would have put that on my questions list. So she's back. Toni Braxton's back with Babyface and Antonio Dixon, who produced it. And it's only 35 minutes long. It's very heavy with ballads, which I'm okay with, but I would have preferred something a little bit more up-tempo, medium tempo from her. A little more hip-hoppy. But, yeah, Gotta Move On, Dance, and Do It It's good. If you want to go back to listen to some good Toni Braxton without listening to old Toni Braxton, listen to this because I like it. It's good. And then coming in at number 1, my number 1 favorite record of 2020 is B7 by Brandy. Brandy.
Where's the braided chain?
No, not that one. The black girl named Brandy, who was Moesha on TV on the CW a long time ago.
She's a fine girl.
She is a fine girl. And she does have a good life.
And what a good wife she would be.
And she would make a good wife to somebody. Yeah. She's not married. Yeah.
Well, we've gone through the looking glass now, haven't we?
No! All right, everybody. Thank you. Good night. All right. So this is a pretty decent R&B album, considering that it's 2020. And we all know that real R&B died a slow, painful death in the 90s because of shitty music that came about.
80s. But, sorry.
A decade or two earlier for Paul, but
I'm with you on the time frame, Crystal.
Yeah,
90s was the last.
That was the last gasp of good R&B, and this album, it's decent. I love Brandy's voice. She's got a beautiful, beautiful low tone, and the 2 songs on here are "Borderline," not Madonna's song.
Oh, damn! I was about to lose my mind.
No, don't do it. And "Baby's Mama," and if you want to listen to some decent R&B from the 2000s, from 2000, listen to these 2 records, Toni Braxton and Brandy. They're good. That's my live.
All right.
That's not live.
That's a good live.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Are you impressed?
By that live.
It's success.
Impressed?
It's a successful live.
Success.
I got something impressive.
Here comes
2000s commercials.
Oh.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah. Prepare to be impressed.
Dear.
Sir, you got Bud Light?
Back there.
Bud Light made a seltzer?
Wait, Bud Light made a seltzer?
I wonder what it tastes like.
Only one way to find out. What are the taste buds saying?
Tastes great. No Bud Light, just hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Light and refreshing. It says light and refreshing.
Let's get that instead.
Wait. Post Malone doesn't drink seltzer. We drink Bud Light. Everybody knows that.
Why not try something new? Bud Light. Seltzer. Bud Light. Seltzer.
Bud Light.
Well, season 1 was much better than season 2.
Guys, we're incredibly rich. Let's get both.
I'll get both. Got any pretzels?
Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Oh yeah, we're back.
Oh, we're back.
Okay, Paul.
Oh no.
We're back in black.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're back in
2/3
gray,
of
but
us.
whatever. All right, well, I guess it's time for my list.
All right.
And
Do it.
since my eyesight is not indeed 2020,
Oh. Hey-oh.
woo, I got jokes, people. I got jokes.
Oh dear.
You better watch yourselves. Watch out, motherfuckers. Okay.
Ooh.
I not only have a full list, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runners-up. Honorable mentions.
For somebody that pisses and moans about modern music as much as we do, how is it each year keeps getting better and better for you?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Paul Core Mansion. Paul, take it away.
Well, that's because most of my shit isn't really artists who are new, and the artists who are new are doing shit that sounds old. That's how I'm able to make this work.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even care.
So my honorable mentions are. Tommy's gonna love this one. I can see the kind of the brow furrowing and just that slight little
Scowl.
well, just a little bit
Snarl.
of just a shake of the head.
Oh.
Power Up by AC/DC. Yeah, oh yeah, that's it. It's not the
That's the other
brow furrowed.
face.
It's the wah 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 wah. Not a great album. That's why it's not on the top 10. But man, at the moment in time when this record came out, and we were all just sitting in our fucking rooms, talking to people through Zoom, and all that shit.
Contemplating our doom.
Yeah, and then and suddenly out of nowhere, AC/DC, who like it seemed like weeks before were on their last legs. Like there was no Brian Johnson, there was no Cliff, there was literally Angus and other guys. Suddenly, boom! Oh shit! There's a new AC/DC album, and the only one who isn't there is Malcolm because he's dead.
Oh, is Phil Rudd on this one?
What's that?
Is Phil Rudd on this one?
Phil's everybody's back for this. Everybody who's living is back on this.
'Cause they're back in
And, it's still not the greatest album in the world, but it was like this, like, wow, this is just what we fucking need right now. Like an AC/DC album out of nowhere that actually has AC/DC on it.
But the thing is that it's not, what I've discovered researching this and looking up the stuff. 9 times out of 10, obviously they were recording this stuff through 2019.
Well, yeah.
I think they were, yeah.
So it's not like it just popped out of the ether. Like they were all at home zooming each other and then put out a record.
But
still,
anyway.
it's a nice surprise, I guess. I didn't like
I mean, I just remember that was the feeling at the time. Just like, I've even seen people online going, oh shit, AC, oh, whoa, this is exactly what I need right now,
Yeah.
But as the great Stevie Wonder once said, moving on. Lee Fields with Big Crown Vaults Volume 1, which is like it's really kind of as the title suggests, it's like a unreleased stuff, it's vault stuff. Evie Sands with Get Out of Your Own Way.
Oh yeah, that was the beginning of those pictures too.
What's that?
I said that was the beginning of those pictures too.
Yes, the
With
wings.
the angel wings and whatever murals.
Yeah.
Butterfly wings.
Dent May, late checkout. John Howard, the great John Howard with To the Left of the Moon's Reflection. The Psychedelic Furs.
What?
Psychedelic Furs?
Psychedelic Furs? You like that record?
I think it's pretty good. Made of Rain.
Yeah.
It's you know what? I heard that there was a new Psychedelic Furs coming out, and they hadn't made one since like 1989 or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna put this on. We'll see. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like his voice sounds exactly the same. It was really. It didn't sound like they were just trying to redo their old stuff, and they weren't like suddenly hip hop or whatever. It was just like this really kind of good, well written, modern record that worked as a Psychedelic Furs album.
Yeah. Yeah.
It almost sounded like, this sounds like they never broke up, and they've made records all these years, and this is just the new album, and they've progressed over that time to this.
Yeah. Well, they kept touring. So, yeah.
And my last honorable mention, the Lemon Twigs with songs for the general public. The general public. Yes, and I like the Lemon Twigs, but they get better after this for me. But all right, so on to my list. Number 10, number 10, Blue Oyster Cult.
Blue Oyster Cult?
Blue Oyster Cult.
Wow.
Yes, Blue Oyster Cult.
Wow. It's good? It's good.
The Symbol Remains. The only latter-day Blue Oyster Cult record I have any time for. This is, after Revolution by Night or something, I kind of check out. And they have all these other records. It's like,
well, it's only been.
This is pretty good.
It's Eric and Buck, and it's been just those two for decades now, right?
It's been just those two for decades. But listening to this, they still their voices are still intact. They still sound the same. They have a third guy. They have a new guitar player who also writes and sings. So there's another voice in there. But it's really not a bad record. It's a pretty highly regarded record amongst like the Blue Oyster Cult geeks too.
Well, oh.
They even kind of go, well, yeah, some of the later stuff kind of sucks, but fuck this one, So and it's not bad. Speaking of pretty damn good later albums for an artist who has put out a lot of records and a lot of them aren't that remarkable, but suddenly this one, number 9, Pretenders with Hate for Sale. You don't like that one?
I can't with Pretenders after.
I couldn't either, but there's some good stuff on this. Like this one, like the front cover, there's a picture of a band.
Yeah.
Not a picture of just
her.
Just her, and there's a band there, and it sounds like a band, and it kind of harkens back to good and proper old school Pretenders. There's a couple of really shitty songs on it, but it's really not bad. Number 8, Daniel Romano's Outfit, with an album called How Ill Thy World Is Ordered.
Who? Daniel what?
Daniel Romano's Outfit.
Who is
Now,
this?
Daniel Romano, he's a Canadian artist from Ontario, and, he is this really prolific songwriter and producer and record maker who he constantly has something out. Like he's made country records, he's made punk records, he's made glammy records, he's made every different kind of record. Sometimes, as a collab with this person, or sometimes it's that band, and he has a lot of stuff. Some of it I don't have any time for. I don't like his country records. He kind of sings in different voices for different projects. Like on the Outfit, the Dan Romano's Outfit is the name of this particular band, I guess, if you will. It sounds a bit 70s glamish to my ears because he kind of sings in a Nick Gilderish way. His voice is kind of Nick Gilderish. And the music is distinctly rock and kind of classic rock. A little glamish. There's a little bit of a punk edge to it, but a lot of it's just straight up rock. And I got hip to Daniel Romano's Outfit through the Taste Like Music channel. Jason, one of the guys on that channel, he talks about those guys, and he was talking about a more recent album once, and I went and checked it out, and I went, oh.
All right,
okay.
More homework.
So this is a little earlier on. He has a couple of more recent albums that I'll be talking about on upcoming episodes that I like more, but this is pretty good too. All right, so coming to number 7. Los Retros with Everlasting. Los Retros with Everlasting. It's an EP, but it's 2020. What are you going to do? But Los Retros seems to mostly only put out EPs. Now, it's really kind of one of those projects where, again, it's a particular guy under a band name. It's this guy, Mari Tapia, who lives in Oxnard.
California?
Oxnard, California. He's from Oxnard. He's from the Nard, which is a place near LA in California, for those who don't know. But he's he makes these quirky, laid-back bedroom pop records that are inspired by Latin American pop, soft rock, and funk. And, he's a multi-instrumentalist. He can do the whole thing by himself, but he does have a band. Like, his wife is a keyboard player, so when they play live, she's in the band. But making tracks, it's just him geeking out in his bedroom with this stuff, right? But I really like the stuff, but he's been sort of toiling away at this Chinese democracy that he's been working on. It's like this jazz fusion opus that he's been working on for like 6 or 7 years now. He keeps putting out these EPs.
This does not bode well.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I like the records he's putting out. I'm just going, okay, we'll see what he comes up with in the end. Anyway, Los Retros. Number 6. The Real Estate is back with The Main Thing, and warm and breezy indie pop. It's a great Sunday morning record.
The Sunday morning section.
Sunday morning
of Paul Core Mansion.
Sunday morning what?
The Sunday morning segment of Paul Core Mansion.
Yes. If you're hanging out in the Paul Core Mansion and you wake up on a Sunday morning, this is a good record to reach for. Yeah.
All right.
So coming in at number 5. I'm wondering if you know about this record. Cherie Currie with Boulevards of Splendor.
She did not.
It's good.
Stop.
It is good.
Really?
I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but then I'm going to do that thing where I play you a track, and I'll just cut it out of the video. I'm going to play you a track. Okay. Now she actually started on this record in 2016, but she does wood carving with
chainsaws.
With chainsaws, and she had an accident. Like it kicked back and knocked her off of a
platform?
Well, off of a ladder she was on, and she got knocked to the ground with that shit running, and is falling trying to keep that shit from hitting her. And it didn't hit her, but she broke bones and shit, and she was out of commission for a while.
Fuck.
Wow. So the album didn't come out till 2020. But man, she sounds fucking great. She sounds so good. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm
Fucking
going to
with
make
me.
a hyperbolic statement that I stand by. She sounds better than she does on the Runaways records on this record.
What?
I don't know if there's hocus pocus going on. She sounds fucking great on the record. She really does.
Hocus Pocus.
Well, now I haven't been one of those people that's sort of pined away for Runaways reunion because I was thought, yeah, they get together and it's just not going to be as good. After hearing her on this, I'm like, damn, she and Lita and Joan could make a fucking badass record now. If she sounds like this now. I'm gonna play a track.
Okay, I want to hear this.
I'm just gonna play you my favorite track, and it'll be cut out. Anyway, so you got the gist of that.
All right.
She sounds pretty fucking good.
Are all the songs on there like that?
Well, it changes up. There's some mellower stuff. Okay, I'm gonna play the second track. You might know this song.
I like it.
It's not fucking bad in the least. I could try to search for something to complain about, and I can't find it.
That's stronger than anything Joan or Lita have put out in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you know what I'm saying. Like if
I didn't
now imagine like her sounding like that with Joan and Lita, they could put out something badass.
Really good.
Yeah.
It depends on who's writing the songs.
Depends on who's right. The songs
If
have
they
to
don't
be
have
there.
the songs.
The songs have to be there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she sounded this good now, and
I had no idea.
Damn, I'm embarrassed. I didn't even know this record existed, let alone that it came out this year.
yeah, it came out in 2020. I mean,
No.
I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea that album even existed.
I like it.
well, that's the thing. I was like going, okay, I thought, okay, if Tommy hasn't heard this, I can't wait to play it for him. But I thought, it's totally on his list. It's totally on his list.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, I mean, it's now. I played you highlights. There are 15. There are 15 songs on that record. There's some clunkers. Like she does a cover of "Dragging the Line."
No one knows.
No, nobody knows that.
I love "Dragging the Line" by Tommy James. I've never heard a cover of that song that I
It's
have
good.
any time for.
They all suck.
And this one is no exception. But
I'm not going to turn around and put this on my list now, like in an update.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't heard the whole album, but I sincerely wish I knew about this because it would have been in consideration.
yeah, no, I mean, it's not a perfect album by any means, but it's still like, wow, okay.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
Learn something new every day, Von Voigt.
number 4, Paul Core time.
Oh, here it
Young
comes.
Silver Fox with Canyons, or as for some reason I always accidentally say crayons. Young Gun Silver Fox with crayons.
Crayola.
Yeah. Well, this was their third album, and this is actually I talked about on previous episodes about how they had put out a couple albums and they hadn't come to the U.S. And I'm like, fuck, will they ever come to the U.S. and play? Who knows? This was the album where they were supposed to come,
And then
but 2020
happened.
and so whatever. So we had to wait for the fourth album for them to come. But yeah, man, just more good Young Gun Silver Fox. Kids opening track. That's your checkout track. All right, number 3. Coming in number 3, Monophonics with an album called It's Only Us. Excuse me. It's great early 70s soul. It has those 1970 to 1971 progressive soul vibes. Kind of a little bit of Isaac Hayes, a little bit of Rotary Connection kind of stuff.
Oh, Rotary Connection. Okay.
And good stuff. I mean, I always have these retro 70s soul records being made now, but people just know how to make these records now. They forgot for a while, but
they're back.
It came back. Okay, my number 2, the James Hunter 6 with Nick of Time.
I like the cover design.
James Hunter 6 with Nick of Time.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Well, you've been going like this then, because I talked about him a couple episodes ago.
I'm kidding.
But
I remember.
well, no, okay. Well, James Hunter is a white British guy with a very soulful voice. The music is distinctly 50s, early 60s, Sam Cookish, even a bit Ray Charles-ish. The sound of the records is stunningly authentic. In fact, this is another one where I'm going to play you a track that I will cut out.
Wow.
Well,
That's
You
fuck me where I'm standing.
holy shit.
Yeah, so
damn.
I've
That's
talked
incredible.
before about artists who are able to get the sound. This is ridiculous.
That is not easy to pull that off that convincingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and he has all of his ducks are in a row. He has exactly the voice.
Yeah.
The song is exactly right, and the way it's produced and the actual sound
the
of the recording.
instrumentation and the sound.
That sounds more like a 1959-1960 record than a 1959-1960
Well,
record.
here's the thing. People might not understand why this is so difficult to actually achieve this. If you set out to do something like that, and this is speaking for somebody who has specifically set out to make recordings that sound like they were made in a specific time period, you will have people fighting you every step of the way, and they're not trying to derail you on purpose. It's because people have a hard time believing you're actually trying to be that authentic.
Yeah.
And that's even if they're capable of making you sound that authentic.
Right. They can't wrap their head around you wanting to go
Right.
to fuck things up and go back to this.
They can't get past the idea that they have in their heads that, oh, you mean that but with a modern twist.
No
Clearly
modern
this
twist.
motherfucker was like, no modern twist.
Yes, yeah.
Well, this guy has been doing this stuff for a while, but his
he's got a
recent
team
records have
together.
been especially good because he finally hooked up with the Daptone guys.
Oh.
And those guys aren't pulling that shit on.
No.
Yeah,
there is
no.
no
And
modern
I even
twist.
read an interview with him. He goes, "Yeah, I'm glad to finally be on a label with people who get what I'm doing."
Yeah.
So he has dealt with what you're talking about.
Yes.
He hooked up with the Daptone guys, and they're going, "Oh no, we're gonna do this." You know?
We don't care what year it is right now.
no, we're gonna do this. Yeah.
God, that
Wow.
sounds so
That's
real.
really
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna listen
Yeah.
to that on my way home.
I can't wait to listen to that album.
It's a good, and you know what? It's consistently good. Like the whole thing is good. That isn't one of those like, well, there's a couple. Like just if you like that song, you're good. You're good for the
How
album.
did you even find that record?
I don't remember. It just popped up. I saw, I saw the cover alone. I'm like, okay, this looks like it sounds like something I would like.
God, even the backing vocals sounded legit. Like, you can't tell, is that 3 dudes or like 13 dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're recorded from across the room. Like, it
Yeah.
was so legit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And all right, but that
Wow.
was my number 2, right? Okay, well my number 1, and I'll be honest, I almost feel like James Hunter should be number 1, but I kept it number 1. Letter to You by Bruce Springsteen.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Now, I'm not a later Bruce Springsteen fan. I don't go through that whole ride, and a lot of those records I haven't even listened to. But the ones I have, there are a couple of good songs. There's the one with the summer...
Oh, Girls of Summer or
the
whatever.
something
like
summer
Girls,
lawns
yeah.
or whatever the fuck.
Summer
like that,
Lawns.
the hissing of summer
Yeah.
lawns, whatever that album
Hissing
is.
You know.
Yeah. But
Low Spark of High Heeled
they're like,
Lawns.
yeah, something like that.
The Low Spark of High Heeled Lawns by Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, you know the one.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, but this is actually him like making. Like this sounds pretty like legit Springsteen. Like it's the E Street Band is there, and what it is, it's like it's a record that he wrote. One of the guys who was in one of his early bands died, and that left Bruce being the last person alive from that band.
Oh,
and it kind of put him in this mode where he wrote this cycle of songs, about about where his head was at, with this kind of stuff. And the record has an older vibe. It sounds more like it sounds more like a classic Springsteen
70s.
record. And there's some stuff on there that really just like, wow. I mean, it doesn't capture that sound like the stuff I just played you, but it's a lot closer than Springsteen's been in a long time. And I had it on my list at the time, and when I was putting together this list for this video, I thought, okay, let me go back to that Springsteen album. Does that still hold up? I was pretty high on it when it was new, but is this still going to make it? And I listened to it, and I'm like, damn, you know what?
Makes it.
I listened to it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is still on the list, and I'm keeping it right there.
Okay.
So
See, I never gave that one a fair shake, and it's for exactly the reason that you said, where it's like what doesn't quite capture that sound. I feel like there have been numerous instances over the past couple of decades where Springsteen will come out with a record. He's got so much material. He'll put out a record, and all of a sudden that'll be the one everyone's like, oh, it's it's the glory days of Bruce back again. It's his classic sound, and I listen to it and I'm like, it absolutely does not sound like
that.
The classic sound at all. I have not been able to get with Bruce since after the Born in the USA record. I feel like he just started going in a direction that I can't get with.
You can't follow him.
So I haven't given this a fair shake at all.
Well, I can't guarantee you would like this one because I feel like he's going in that direction, but he's not all the way there. It does sound sonically like a more modern record. It doesn't he didn't go in and like get this vintage 70s sound on the record or anything. But I feel like what his compositions and what he's doing, and the band and everything, they're doing E Street Band stuff. His voice probably could be a little wetter, a little less compressed. It's not bad.
So you're not going to go into
it. It's not a time capsule.
Yeah.
It's just Springsteen making, writing and playing Springsteen songs, and not going into some other direction. You know what I mean? So it's not a perfect, you might not like it.
It's probably not what I'm looking for.
You may not. You might be hoping for something a little bit more than what it actually is.
I know what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for the river.
Yeah. It's,
you ain't gonna get it.
If I'm not going to get the river,
forget it.
I got other things I got to do.
He's out.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I gotta go to the market.
I got to go do something with somebody else.
Well, Springsteen, let her do you. I'm here for it. All right. Well, anyway, that's my 45 minute segment, and
yeah.
commercial time.
Got something delicious for you, Go. Baxter, check this out. Hey, Owler, catch! I'm excited to unveil my special edition chocolate milk bottle for Danzeisen Dairy. Each bottle sold will benefit Solid Rock, my teen center that offers teens free music, art, and dance programs. Get your bottle today, or Alice Cooper will come knocking at your door. And I am not the milkman.
Sounded like I believe she went in and sang.
It was really good. Now I want them to get back together and do a record.
Yeah. Or at very least,
happen.
I wish she would go out and just play live as Cherie Curry. I'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Sorry.
All right.
has a list.
So it's time for my list. And on my list, I have Slow.
Oh.
And I've got Red Cross. And Lee Fields. I don't have any of that stuff.
Wait, no Dragon Force? No Air Raid? No.
I'll tell you what. 2020 was not a good year. I don't know if anyone remembers 2020.
I don't think anybody else had a bad year that year.
I was the only one that didn't have a great year. You know what? I gotta. I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna say it. I feel shamed right now. I feel kind of like embarrassed that I missed clearly some genuinely good stuff that should have at least been worthy of consideration from my list, and might very well have ended up on my list. And I come to this party with literally only 2 albums.
That's
and
okay.
it's foolishness.
But though,
It's foolishness.
we're all guilty of that. As many albums as I have on my list, I guarantee you there's probably 10 or so more that I never heard that I'd be like, holy shit, I missed that. Because those records are always lurking somewhere where you're not seeing them.
Well,
You're kind of busy during 2020.
Yeah, it was a really busy year. It was a very busy year.
a little bit. I mean, like,
Not a lot for time for looking around.
you
for records.
basically you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to. And if I don't know a record's out there, I don't know to go check it out. And next, when we do 2021, whenever that airs, there's actually a record on 2021 that if it wasn't for my connections to the local New York City scene, I wouldn't even know about the existence of this album, but it made my list. And had it not been for that, it wouldn't make my list. I wouldn't even know it.
Right.
So, again, you don't know what you don't know, and I didn't know anything about James Hunter 6. I didn't know Sheree Curry put a freaking record out in 2020, because it wasn't exactly, it wasn't exactly broadcast to anyone.
Yeah.
No one really freaking knew.
Too busy buying toilet paper. But,
But, I've got 2 albums. I'm not going to retroactively put those albums on here and try to cheat.
Well, you haven't heard them in their entirety.
I haven't heard their entirety
anyway.
The only 2 albums I have, number 2, I have The Struts Are Back Again with Strange Days.
Oh, Tommy Core.
Which is a bit of a weird record. It's not quite as good as their first couple of records. And after this, I fall right off.
It's not as good as Waiting for the Sun.
It's it.
Waiting for the Sun.
Well, I mean, it's every bit the equal of Bertolino Hotel, though.
Were there strange days going on while you were listening to it?
Strange Days. That Bertolino Hotel and L.A. Crystal are 2 excellent Struts
Have you ever
records.
seen them absolutely live?
No. They're a bunch of American poets, I'm telling you.
Oh,
They really are.
Well, I haven't heard them. There are other voices that I've...
Paul, you win.
You won.
I've taken it full circle.
Shut that shit down. Shut it directly down.
You win the thread. Yeah.
Anyway, the Struts.
Yeah, but now my number one is somebody. This is going to be her first entry onto my list, and regretfully, it's going to be her final entry on my list because I was really excited about her new album that came out this year, and I thought if it holds up in any way to this record, it's going to be kick-ass. There's going to be some great stuff on there. Unfortunately, it is really not worth your time. But this record, the one she put out in 2020, Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa.
You like Dua Lipa?
I like this album, apparently.
Okay.
Okay, now I have to say we were talking. Okay, no, we were. I'm sorry. I had a moment of like, oh wait, this is on an episode. Has the episode aired yet? Yes, it has.
No spoilers.
Yeah. Doesn't she do the cursive
she
singing
does.
thing?
Yes, she does.
I was going to say, that's one of the names that I've seen in association with
yes,
this.
She does. And let me tell you something. She's one of the singers that kind of made me start noticing it. But here's the thing. This record hits so fucking hard, I don't even care.
Okay.
Like, I'm able to listen past it because the songs are really genuinely well done. They're really catchy. The production is fantastic. The performances are fantastic, especially if you're into bass playing. Her bass player is just disgusting. Like, good lord, whoever the hell she's got playing bass on this record is just
Motherfucker
gross.
needs a shower.
Just fucking gross. You could smell him from here. He's that disgusting. Bass lines are the funkiest things you've ever fucking heard. Funkier than unwashed drawers. Okay, that's how fucking funky this guy is.
And a mosquito sweetest.
Seriously.
You've been living in Harlem.
148th Street. What's up?
That's great.
But no, the record kicks ass, and it's unfortunate that she does the singing in cursive thing, because I would actually like the record even more. But I do really like it a lot. Now, unfortunately, the one she just put out, the production is awesome, the performances are great, the songs are not there. So all I hear is cursive.
Singing in cursive because there's nothing there to distract you.
There's nothing there to distract me from it. Nothing there. There's no hooks. There's no solid structure. There's no good songs. But Future Nostalgia is really genuinely a kick-ass record. If you haven't heard it, or her whole thing is kind of like it's kind of like a post-disco kind of thing. A lot of funky kind of grooves, really danceable stuff, strings and stuff like disco strings. But with, through a modern lens, you could say. But it's really well done, really well executed. So.
Yeah, I like her.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's Tommy commandeering the entire damn episode again.
Just eating
with
up
his long-ass
airtime.
lists.
I know, with 30 runner-ups of Tommy Core.
Oh, God. Okay.
Here in Tommy Core Mansion.
Well, if anybody's still watching, we're gonna take a break here.
We'll be back.
What's up, world? Yeah, you. I'm Travis Scott. This is my McDonald's order. Follow me. Here's my quarter pounder with lettuce, pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, and bacon. Here's my fries. Sometimes I do this. Then I dip them into barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, and my Sprite. Same order since back in Houston, and you can try it too. Gotta go. The Travis Scott meal, just $6. Say Cactus Jack sent you.
That was a nice 10 seconds of AC, huh? It was very fun. All right.
We'll take it.
Awesome.
All right.
Indeed.
Oh, it's hating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna hate 2020, and you better get ready because you are hating first.
All right. Who's the worst? Well, I'll let you decide. I'll just read them in the list. It's not in a particular order.
Okay. Well, then I have to make a card at the end, so whichever one you read last is going up.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Because that's the thing. I mean, I don't know if you get this, but
yeah.
I don't put each of our worst
Things on
up.
there.
I just put up the
last
worst.
one. All right. So we got Morrissey, Lil Uzi, Lil L-I-L.
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 Oh, the one with the L-I-L and then that one. That one.
The apostrophe L-I-L,
Wait,
not the L-I-L apostrophe.
Is that Lil
not the L
Uzi
apostrophe.
Vert? Or is that Lil Uzi?
Lil Uzi.
So there's Lil Uzi and Lil Uzi Vert.
He added the Vert later.
Oh, this is pre-Vert.
He's a pre-Vert. Ooh, I see what you fucking did there. Woo.
But tis, motherfuckers. Anyway.
This is pre-Vert.
Then I got,
As you were.
As I am. Then I got Marilyn Manson, Bon Jovi.
Oh, latter-day Bon Jovi.
Not good. Gucci Mane, which was Gucci Mane. That is Gucci Mane.
M-A-N-G.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But pronounced Mang.
Mang.
Because these kids, they can't say, what up, man? They go, what up, Mang?
Mang.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
And then he changed the spelling. And then we got Metallica with the San Francisco Orchestra.
Oh.
But I guess the worst of it all would be 6ix9ine.
Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Yes, but here it's just 6ix9ine
So
before he
this
added
is post-Tekashi or pre-Tekashi?
Pre or post, I'm not sure which, but it doesn't matter because it all sucks.
Yes.
He's a weird kid with the rainbow hair doing the crazy fronts and
tattoos
disgusting.
all over his forehead.
He's hideous, yeah. So those are my worsts.
Right.
God, I want him off my lawn more than anyone else.
I want him off this, out of the
I
solar
haven't
system.
heard a lot of those, but I strongly suspect I would not disagree with any of them.
I can tell you, Paul, you're not a fan.
Yeah, you're not a fan.
Yeah, you can confirm.
Yes.
Yeah, no way.
Okay, well, my worst of. I have 2 albums. Paul McCartney with McCartney 3. McCartney, I always crow about, how good latter-day McCartney albums are.
Mm-hmm. Some of them are.
They were.
But not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Yes. No crowing. In fact, eating crow now and after all this talking it up.
As long as you're not counting crows.
Oh! In
See what
this
I did
case,
there?
he's stoning the crows.
But are they black crows?
Oh! Shut that shit down! Crystal for the win this time.
See what we're doing here? We have like a little game show running parallel.
Running parallel.
That's right.
The lower part of the screen.
Yep.
McCartney 3.
McCartney 3, everybody. McCartney 3, everybody. McCartney 3.
You may recall in 2020, we were all sitting in our bedrooms doing nothing.
For the most part.
Remember that?
2020?
2020, yeah.
Watching way too much TV.
I'm not sure I put on real hard pants the entire year.
Hard Pants.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's my new punk rock band name.
Hard Pants.
Hard Pants.
Hard Pants. Well, McCartney made a record because, of course, unlike us, he has a state-of-the-art studio at home. So he just kind of went into the studio and started laying down tracks and came up with what ended up being McCartney 3, and that isn't even what he set out to do originally. He was just going into the studio and fucking around. But because he's McCartney, if he just starts playing off the top of his head on a guitar, it becomes a fucking song. And after a while, he realized he was making McCartney 3. That's great, but I just don't like the record. I don't think the songs are that great. I think his voice sounds the worst it's ever sounded on record, which is saying something. And I honestly, this is the last album he has put out to date, And I think he's kind of at the point of no
Done.
return. I mean, at this point, he
Vocally.
probably is literally going to have AI to make him sound listenable on the next album, in my opinion.
That is okay. So, I'll come at him over the songs not being that good.
Yeah.
But with the voice thing, I just can't help but feel bad.
Well, that's just it.
you know?
When I talk about people's voice not work, I'm not like blaming them and shaking my finger at them.
I know you're not.
It just isn't. It just doesn't sound good.
It's just honestly, it's just not fair.
It
really
sucks.
not fair.
It really isn't fair. In the case of McCartney, it's not fair to all of us. Wouldn't we all love to hear like a really great, kick-ass new McCartney vocal?
Yeah, we would. We would.
As much he's missing out on being able to do it, and we're missing out on being able to hear it. So kind of everybody loses, really.
Well, a lot of us would like to live forever. Not me.
I would.
Personally. Tommy does.
Definitely, yes.
I'm ready to go any minute now.
Sign me up.
But it's the circle of life. You lose your voice when you get old. Look what just had Steven Tyler. He's out.
Oh, that is so heartbreaking.
Yeah, can't do it anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what, though? Okay.
Larynx.
On the subject of that, my kudos to Steven Tyler for doing it the right way. Going, I can't sing anymore? I shouldn't be on a fucking stage.
Yes.
Paul Stanley.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying? Like he went, okay, I'm not going to rip off audiences and go out there and croak at them for money.
Yeah.
Or
he's
have
like, it's not going to sound good, I'm not going to do it.
No backtracks. And that motherfucker was doing it legit and sounding great. And they never changed the keys of their songs until he was in his mid-70s.
Yeah.
And then a vocal accident happens, fractures his larynx. Now he can't do it anymore. He's like, I guess I'm done.
Yeah. There are so many people who, in his exact situation, would step on stage the next night and go, what?
Yeah.
What?
I have nothing but respect for him. Because he's been working at it for months trying to recover and finally had admit he can.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks.
It stinks.
Because let's also be real. He could go out on stage sounding however he probably sounds now, and people would still go, and people would go, man, it was great.
But he's not going to do it.
But he's not going to do it. I salute Steven Tyler.
Or have co-singer backstage.
Yeah, no co-singers,
But my worst of the year, Bon Jovi with an album entitled 2020. Have you heard this record?
Yes, I have.
Oh, shit. I mean...
Yeah.
Desperately trying to make some sort of profound statement about the state of the world in 2020.
Yeah,
Which is just what you want to hear when you're
really
cowering in your apartment worried about toilet paper.
Well, it's on the front, on the cover. It just says Bon Jovi.
But it's really just a genre.
I mean, I'm saying, I guess I know what you're saying. You're saying in actuality, it's just him doing it, but they're selling it as a Bon Jovi. They're selling it
as a Bon Jovi, but it's John.
Yeah.
This is a solo record, really.
But it's just so ham-fisted and try too hard, and the lyrics are embarrassing, and it has that overly processed, compressed production, and the sound of modern pop, like it's about 80% computer and 20% human.
Yep.
If that.
Including his voice.
Including his voice, because...
Yeah.
Yeah, so, there you go. Bon Jovi 2020. That's what I got.
Terrible record.
Come on, Tommy, what you got?
All right, I have one that I was really, really hopeful for. This is a band that had been broken up since the debacle that was 2014's Gonzo. And that would be Foxy Shazam with Burn. They, for whatever reason, decided that 2020, the year that it was all over, was the year they were going to reform Foxy Shazam. And they made a record, apparently remotely,
which is the best way to do it.
Absolutely wonderful for chemistry when you haven't been a band that's operated for 6 years. And it's just absolutely disappointing. Their hearts clearly aren't in it. It's just songs really aren't there, and just...
They needed something to do because they were bored.
I have no fucking idea, honestly. I mean, maybe they were itching to do it, and then COVID happened, and they were like, "Well, I guess let's do it anyway."
Oh,
but they just didn't come correct, and they didn't come prepared.
Do you remember what month it came out?
Deep into the year at some point. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well,
then I'll chalk it up to boredom because a lot of the other albums came out very early in 2020.
Like it were already cooking.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Actually, we can even find out real quick to see when the hell Foxy Shazam's Burn came out and see if we could figure out what was the impetus behind this record. Let's see. December 11th, 2020.
Oh yeah, that would
boredom.
They did it during the summer.
Yeah,
they had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yep. They were all sitting around in their underwear in bed.
Yeah.
And we're like, I guess let's Foxy Shazam
Let's
again.
get it together.
Yeah.
I mean, it could also be something. Well, it should probably have the recording dates on it, but maybe it is something they recorded in like 2019. It was about to come out, and then they didn't put it out because of COVID, and then at the end of the year went, fuck it, let's put it out.
Who knows?
Some people did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who knows? Who knows? The record isn't any good for whatever reason.
It is a wet fart.
It's a wet fart. And is that your only...
That's all I got?
Yeah, it's because Tommy loves 2020. There's only one album he dislikes.
So much.
It's a stellar year for you.
It's the best year ever.
Best year ever.
It's the best year ever. I've heard people say that it's the greatest year in music that's ever been. That's some people tell me.
That's what some people tell me.
Too much is not good for you, baby. I don't know about that.
No. Wow. Okay. Well,
all right. Let's take a break.
The new house is amazing. So much character.
Original crown molding, walk-in closets.
We do have a rat problem. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
It does help us save.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
To see more...
Here we go!
Oh, whoa!
All right.
Check it out!
Holy crap!
I got some news for you.
Oh my goodness!
Is
Get the
over.
fuck out of here!
Oh yeah! That's right!
Oh yeah.
We're gonna as we have done once before, we're gonna do it yet again. Say good riddance to 2020.
That's right. We came here today to do two things: list songs and get the fuck out of here. And guess what? We're out of songs.
Yeah, that's right.
And bubblegum.
And bubblegum. But do be sure, if you haven't, maybe consider subscribing. If you want to subscribe, though, you want to click the little bell because you're going to want notifications. I just know that you do. And come back next week because...
What we're going to do?
Next week, I believe we are going to be ranking our favorite guitarists.
Oh! Finally something I give a shit about. Whoops, did I say that out loud?
And our least favorite guitarist as well.
Yeah. I say that out loud.
Oops, I said it out loud.
All right. See you next week.
Goodbye.
Oh, and ring that bell.
Oh, did I know?
I know, I rang it.
Oh, we rang it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, that's
yes,
it.
I rang my bell.
We're out.
Okay.
Rang my bell, rang my bell. Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
Ring-a-ling-a-lang.
It'd be fucked up if we'd have done the 2020 episode remotely. Like all like
Oh shit, that would have been amazing.
I'm just thinking
Oh,
of it
we should have done that as a Zoom. Oh,
we should have done 2020 as
that
a
would have
Zoom.
been amazing.
God damn, missed opportunity.
Well, I don't know.
What
I mean,
what if
we could still do that. We just can't shoot it first.
We could just pound that out tonight or something.
We could
like
just
that.
do it later, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What should we do that?
It's so ridiculous. I feel like we almost should.
Well, the thing is, the only reason I'm hesitant is for technical reasons. We haven't done it that way before, and I don't really know how to do a recording of a Zoom call and just dealing with that. And I feel like there's a lot of room for shit getting fucked up.
No. It's simple. When you have the Zoom, when you're leading it, you just hit like record the whole thing, and you record it. It just turns it into a video.
Huh.
Because when I do
that's such a great idea. That's such a.
But what you could do at the very beginning is just like get a screenshot of the computer screen and just put it around our head. You know what I mean? So like we're sitting here, but we've got a computer screen around.
I could do that too.
Not for the whole thing, but I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, because I'm hesitant to do it for a number of reasons. One, I feel like it fucks with the chemistry. Even though it's a reference, any way you slice it, we're one of the very, very, very few channels like this that doesn't just do that anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like I feel like it's almost like making a a reference to trap when trap is like the current thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm making reference to trap like it's a retro thing when it's the current thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I so fucking get that idea, and it's so good.
But we could.
But if we did it like what you're saying, do it as close-ups of us in the same room. That's still. That shows that it's a shtick. That it's not. You know what I mean?
That would be funny.
So you'd have
So
to
we
just
should
zoom in on
we'll
each
just
of
shoot
us.
it normally, and I'll see if I can fuck with it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Even if it was just for like, well, all right, just let's do that in a Zoom call. And then be like, oh, hey, the pandemic
That is
over.
hilarious, though. God.
None of us have
And if we really did that, we would have to do it right. Like do it like have like you know have,
I'd be wearing,
have my hair up.
and I'd be
I'd pull
wearing
my hair up and
pajamas.
just like be in a big baggy t-shirt. You know.
Yep. I'll be in bed.
Yeah. Lighting has to be terrible.
Terrible.
It has to be
Terrible.
the camera has to be looking up your nose.
Oh yeah. That'd be
Oh Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, all right.
Or here's another idea: if we went home and just did it like, yeah, if we did a Zoom call and then just got screenshots of it in those terrible positions,
yeah,
and then you could edit it like, zzz, oh, we're trying to hold on, what's going on, zzz, and then come into like, well, all right, like, yeah, that would be funny.
Yes, you know, Tommy would be like, oh man, guys, I've been so tired lately. I feel like I have a cold.
Oh no.
Tommy, are you okay?
Dude, I don't know if it's a cold or what. I just haven't been able to get out of bed, guys.
Oh man.
Oh, I could get a pregnancy test and hold it up.
Oh no.
I don't know. Either I have COVID or I'm pregnant. I can't tell which.
Oh my god.
The line, what color should it be?
The jokes are endless here.
They really are.
Too soon. Okay. All right. Now that we're in the spirit, let's do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. All right.